Hello and welcome to the glorious Canary Islands, to Gran Canaria for the start of round 2 of the 2023 FIA European Rally Championship. Well, this fabulous location has been a part of the European Rally Championship now for nearly 50 years. As we head into the 47th Rally Islas Canarias, it is our points leader Hayden Padden who heads up our entry list. Mads Osberg, Johan Bernata, last year's champion Efren Larena are likely to run him close as well. And who else from the rest of the field is going to be in there? Well, there are plenty of potential stage winners, and there are overall event winners from previous years returning here as well. Hello everybody, thank you for joining us as we get ready for the first of our live action coverage over the weekend. I'm Martin Haven, and sitting alongside me is the voice of rally, Julian Porter-Jules. This is very different but really remarkably similar to the conditions in Rally Faf, the season opener in Portugal, but at least at the moment it should be dry and pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, we had a very small spit of rain this morning. I was like, what is going on with the rain? Whoa, this is meant to be sunny.
Come to the Canaries, they said.
Yeah, and it was... It's now blisteringly hot. I mean, it's a short stage, it's not very long, just over 3K, so we've not got any issues with tyres. But come tomorrow and the next day, it's a very abrasive surface here, and it's going to be challenging, it's going to be difficult. Weather radar, all I'm hearing is potentially Saturday afternoon's final loop of the rally could be tricky.
Sting in the tail.
The rest of it, well, what I'm hearing in the so far is pretty stable.
All right. Well, the roads are abrasive because the Canaries, like the Azores, are basically bits of old volcano that got shoved up out of the ocean in the middle of the Atlantic. And so when they've been surfacing the roads here, they've been building the roads here, they've used the local volcanic rock. Away we go. First car into the stage then, Hayden Padden.
Yeah, Hayden telling us this morning that, and he reported it in a news article, this actually was not going to be one of the rallies he was going to do this year. You can score points on 7 of the 8, so you can drop around. Most people drop around if they've had a bad result. Hayden was like, just logistically and challengingly for events in New Zealand and events in Poland coming up, they were going to drop this one. But because they won in FAF, they were like, we can't drop anything yet. No, let's wait towards the end of the season if we're going to drop anything.
Because you need that joker in case you've had a catastrophic disaster. So, yeah.
So I mean, this is all new for him, and tarmac is not his... He's good on it, but it's not his specialist subject, you know? I think his driving style has suited this here. Very, very smooth. Did some touring car racing in New Zealand, so he's fully au fait with how to get the most out of it.
Second on the road then, yeah, Mads Osberg.
Mads has been here before. He was out front and then he went off towards the end of the first day. And Mads, to be fair, oh, just a little skid there, just a very small slide. Mads actually, at one point, was personally sponsored by a hotel on the island, so he's got a lot of happy memories of this place.
Well, so as one of our stage end reporters, Ben Constantinos, to spend the week here with his wife and baby, he was saying, yeah, it's been beautiful, sunny beach weather. And then, as you said, it was raining on us this morning. Start draw number 3 for Efren Larena. So the Spaniards will have plenty of support here. There's a couple of Canary Islands drivers as well who'll have plenty of support.
Short quality minus 10, short 4 in A80, tack narrow quick 40, 40, high 6 right turn and slow 5 in 20.
You hear the experienced tones of John Kennard. Johan Bernata with Benjamin Boulou beside him.
Droite à fond, pour gauche ferme 143 moins tenir, sortie frein pour 30 mètres, droite 130 juste bref.
Bernata in their final stage shootout last year with Efren Larena, and finishing the rally on equal time with Larena, but he was...
Yeah, you feel it in the hot fast stuff even. I tried driving it pretty well. Yeah. I don't think I could have driven it much better. Yeah. I think you just feel the tire and that grip thing.
Lack of grip, particularly in the front end, looking at his hand gestures. He felt he drove it pretty well.
Yeah, Johan Bernata came so close last year, didn't he? So he'll be looking to try and right that wrong against Efren Larena. About Mads Osberg, though, again, you can see later in the stage, really tight and twisty. So easy just to drop a wheel in the wrong place.
Hayden, welcome to Gran Canaria, your first experience of this rally. How are you enjoying the road so far on this brief test?
Amazing stages. It's like rallying in heaven here in terms of tarmac rallying. It's just corner to corner, but also quite fast and very technical as well. So a lot of information on the pace notes, and yeah, it's just a big racetrack. So I'm loving it, and going to be a big challenge, but looking forward to it.
And you told me you weren't coming here, but you've made the decision to come along. What was involved there?
That's what happens when you have a successful first rally. So, but hey, you know, happy to be here. We, you know, so obviously the logistics, it's a little bit difficult over the next few weeks, which is why we initially decided not to come here. But any excuse you can hop in this seat, I'll take it with both hands.
Yeah, Hayden heading back for a rally in New Zealand next weekend and then flying back for Rally Poland in 2 weeks' time. So that's to New Zealand, entire lap of the globe between here and Poland.
Yeah. Johan Bernardo here, Mads at the end of the stage.
Peter Mackay down at the end of the stage.
How are you feeling this morning on this short blast?
Yeah, it's okay. Trying to feel comfortable, but I'm not so comfortable. So sliding a bit around and not so able to push. So we will see. We need to learn a bit more through the weekend, I think, to you know, learn a bit the tires and get a good feeling with the car and everything. So yeah, we just have to build it up.
Well, they're going to get themselves dialed into tarmac by the end of the week, and then Poland, Liepaja and Sweden are all gravel rallies, so they'll...
Yeah, so what's going on here? I know the picture's freeze, but Lorena is... Hang about, are we...
We're in a ditch.
Are we off the road here?
Because the undergrowth is in Sarah Fernandez's door, isn't it?
To be fair, we can't go far off the road here because it's rock face or Barbco barrier, but we are not in the right place. Just to, let's say, Bernardo
So far this morning,
so far.
how are you feeling in the car? Can you go a couple of places better this year?
Yeah, I push too hard, too much for a good drive. I was too aggressive. It was fun, but on the narrow section, when you are close to the rocks and close to the hole, it's not very funny always. But he smiled at the end, so when he's like that at the end of the stage, normally it's good.
Yeah, very close to the hole and a little too close for Efren. Let's take a look here.
Oh, he's gone straight on into the bank.
He has, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's gone straight on into the bank.
Now, he hits it going into that left. So he clips here, look, there you go, hits that, and that's where he's gone off. You could see the tyre mark going into the corner.
Right, so he's damaged the steering, hasn't he?
He's just pulled the wheel off.
Yeah.
Mind that cliff. No, says Sarah Fernandez.
Yeah.
You see this, look, you can see the skid marks where he's basically just ripped the wheel. The wheel hit the cliff didn't move, the car continued. The wheel really didn't, did it? So that'll be tucked up under the wheel arch.
Okay, this is Tom Christensen, but just an update quickly. Bernardo quickest, followed by Padden, Mads Osberg, Mikko Heikkilä's time just coming in, but it was a 2:07.362, followed by 2:07.977, so 0.6 of a second, Bernardo, and he said he was driving a bit like a madman. Yeah, well, he's quickest so far. Sarah Fernandez with the OK board. What a disaster for Efren Lorena and Sarah Fernandez, locals and champions.
You can see all the black tyre marks already on the road. We're only 5 cars in, and already you can see how much scrub, how much understeer the cars are producing. They're leaving big black marks going into these corners.
Which is what Padden was saying.
I mean, it's interesting to see that how rubbered up the road is in a couple of places.
Mikko, great to see you here. How are you feeling on tarmac here in the ERC?
Finding the pace, finding the... at the moment it's not so comfortable yet, but I think we will find something. Thank you.
Tom Christensen's gone third quickest.
It's tough to convert into tarmac spec, into, you know, your brain when you are so close to the edges. When there's a little bit more leeway for error, it's a little easier to ease your way in. But then, you see, everybody's going past Efren Lorena. He's already in the rock face. It's just a reminder to everybody.
I think we're going to put a halt to this stage so they can clear Lorena, because they're moving so this car can come through.
Tom, it's great to see you here in Gran Canaria. A completely different test to Fafa. How are you feeling today?
Just amazing, you know, to be on this incredible island, doing a rally in the top class. It can't be better than this. I enjoy a lot. It's tricky, but very nice qualifying. So let's see how it goes. I'm doing my best. First time on tarmac with the Citroen. It works very good. The tires also works very nice. So it's just for me to increase the speed now and enjoy maximum. Thanks.
Well, the 00 car has gone into the stage. As you can see, they will see whether or not they can tow, there he is, whether they can tow Efren Lorena out.
See, well, you saw Lorena trying to reverse the car, and it just wasn't going anywhere, because that front right wheel is definitely in a different direction, isn't it? So
tucked up under the arch, going nowhere in a hurry. So Kekela gets through, Christensen gets through, and Miklos Somos of Hungary here will be the next one due to go into the stage.
Yeah,
but I have to say, I think it might be Flatbed City. But the problem is, it's in a very narrow bit right at the end. It's only 2 kilometres into the stage, but it's not a long stage.
Martin Sesk's winner last year in his home rally in Latvia, in Liepaja.
He has been here once before. He came as part of the Opel Junior team, so in an Opel Adam, about 4 years ago.
Martins has his mobile phone in his hand. I suspect he's probably watching this coverage just to, there's your flatbed, as you say, watching this coverage just to kind of see what other people are saying about the road, seeing what he can find out. Franceschi getting himself, well, his helmet's off now and cooling off.
If you're further back in the queue, you can do that, but if you're right at the front, possibly not.
You see, this is what they're looking at now, is tyre temperature. We saw in that car, Mixi from Hungary, he was kind of trying to get some information on how long is it going to be. My tyres are getting cold here. They've come up from the remote service up to the start line, weaving left and right. Here he is now, he's on the phone, probably trying to find out, 1, where is that car? Because I need to know. 2, how long are we going to be? Look at the top of his crash helmet design. That is the imprint of a racing tyre.
Oh, is that what it is?
That's
all right, that's
cool.
excellent. That's excellent.
It looks like, I'm sure that is like your moulded slick tyre pattern on the top of his crash helmet.
I was thinking like cycling helmet, but you're right, it's not parallel, they're offset. So, excellent.
Sure.
It's a pretty cloudy day today. It's warm, it's sort of mid-20s, it's not high 20s, but it's like everywhere else. Spring seems to be taking a bit of a while to develop here, although earlier in the week, Ben reassures us it was definitely beach weather.
Yeah, just to go through those stage times again. So Johan Banato is quickest through on a 2:07.362. We go to the thousandths of a second, remember, on the qualifying stage, as we do with the power stage. Then it is Hayden Paddon, Tom Christensen, Mads Osberg, and Mikko Heikkilä. They're the 5 who have completed so far. Efren Lorena is the reason for this delay, because he's in the bank after basically ripping off a front right wheel.
He's 2.3 kilometres in, so anybody watching on online while they're waiting to go in, that's how far in he got. And there is a little junction just about 30 or 40 metres further on round the corner, so hopefully they'll be able to tow him in. But as you were saying, Johan Banato fastest so far from Hayden Paddon and Tom Christensen, with Mads Osberg and then Mikko Heikkilä. So what's that going to do you think, to Efren Lorena's frame of mind? Everybody can make mistakes, but, when you do it right at the very beginning, first competitive kilometres of the event, it just kind of...
Well, as well as I do,
it's
all about confidence. That is Lorena's car there. But let's just have a look through at some of the others. Banato was our quickest car through. As we were saying before, he had that massive fight last year with Lorena. I love how Banato seems to turn up with every rally with a completely different colour scheme. Still, the French tricolour colours draped around that car in some shape, way, or form, but it looks so cool.
Now, there's 2 options here, where the van is parked, but that's not really safe because there's a van there. Further back, the little track up but I'm not sure that you can get into that either. So a whole bunch of fans there ready to try and help, but the flatbed is, I think that's basically loaded on the flatbed and take it out of the far end of the stage. Well, not the greatest way to start the event for La Friend Lorena.
Let's just listen in here.
There's a little rock.
I don't know
just
whether,
about
is
half
it a rock or drain?
No, I think it's a little rock just about half a metre out from the sort of remainder of the slope of the cliff. And it's just...
Sarah Fernandez, because obviously a co-driver naturally has their head down reading. Fernandez, I do not believe she obviously felt the impact, but I honestly, until they hit the bank, there was no reaction from her. She was still calling the notes until they hit the bank. She went, no. It was if like, what happened there?
I know.
But when you look back at it, that's a big old bit of rock, concrete, whatever it is that's sticking up. And
it's not quite the Terry Harriman, dear God moment, but I mean,
I tell you what, though, when you look at it from there, that is pretty obvious. And it's just, how do you miss that on the recce, you know? And this just tells you how punishing it is. Simone Campidelli waiting on.
I'm guessing that because it's on the, you know, it's between corners, and what's the opposite of don't cut? Don't go wide. You know, I mean, it's in the recce, you don't think you're going to hit it because you're looking at the left-hander coming up, and then the note is about the left-hander. You know, distance to the corner, severity of the corner, cut, don't cut, all of that. So
I love this. This is kind of the first time they've been here for a while, and they're only just kind of like meeting up. So here's Hayden Paddon. I thought his insight was fascinating when he came through the flying finish to the stop, and he was saying about, I couldn't have driven that any better, but the front end was just moving away from me all the time.
And you can see it from the exterior shot. There's a lot of tyre scrub going in. The fronts aren't getting the purchase they need.
It's a tricky rally. It's a demanding rally. I've driven some of the stages, and you've got to basically buy into it to be confident here. And Hayden came there and he said at the end of the stage, he said, oh, it just looks amazing. It's a rally racetrack kind of thing, and you've got to buy into the positivity, because if you come into this thinking, this is really demanding, this is really tight, this is really tricky, this is not an easy rally, you will lose a lot of time.
Yeah.
Because the confidence will just ebb away. All those little twists and turns, you need a lot and lot of confidence.
And drivers are always, especially in rallying, talking about, I didn't have the rhythm, I didn't... And it's not like it's a left and a right and a left and a right. There's not that regularity to it, or format that you would get on a racing circuit where you're coming to the same corner every time at the same time that you arrived at it last. And so you have that circuit racing rhythm. What they mean is, I just don't have the feel and the confidence for it. Again, watch the front tyres. Let's take a look at Mads Osberg. Watch the fronts of the cars.
You can hear that, just a small squeal, can't you?
Just chirruping away. I noticed that in the live. And again, different tyres from different manufacturers will make a different noise, will have a fraction more, a fraction less grip, or a bit more chirrup, or a bit less. Think about it, sometimes you're in a multi-story car park, and as you turn, you get the tyre squeal, but not every car will do it. And you go, well, why is that car not squealing and mine is? It's something to do with the pattern of the tyre and the makeup of the tyre, as well as the suspension geometry of the car.
Well, the Race 7 team have got some work to do when that car... I don't think bodywork-wise there'll be a lot of damage bodywork-wise. No. The wheel arch might be slightly crinkled or something like that, but there's going to have a new corner on it, new suspension arms, new steering arms. Car's got to be tracked up. But, you know, when they get back, Andrea Mabellini talking to Simone Campidelli, I'm not sure which co-driver this is, because both have females. I don't know whether this is... Andrea's co-driver or Simone's co-driver, can't quite see, because identical overalls, because they're in the same team. But the thing is when they come back from this qualifying stage, the car's going to park firm, until the results are put as classified. Then they've got a start ramp tonight. and into a stage. So it's not like they've got all the time in the world to put that car back together and make sure it's all okay.
Yes, that's rather a worry, isn't it? Because, yeah, this isn't a recce day.
No, this is a full-on proper day now.
Stuff starts here.
So
Stuff
I mean,
happens.
the team are very, very good. They're very confident. It should be a fairly easy. It's not like that car has broken down with an electrical fault, which could be one of millions of things on a rally car. The front wheel's hanging off it. It's pretty simple, you know, for a mechanic. It's their daily bread kind of thing of like, yep, let's just put a wheel on that, let's go again. But what it does psychologically, confidence-wise, for Lorena, who was probably, by his admission, off pace in FAF, now he's got to fight back from this.
Now, as the car's been pulled away, look down below the little qualifying interrupted strip. The car has gone straight off there.
Yeah, it's completely through with one-wheel steering. Mikko Heikler, who absolutely starred in FAF, and it was for a final stage flat tyre, which just appeared from nowhere, and he would have won. It was just astonishing.
He was being very cautious there, wasn't he? Lots of off throttle, all the time. Just like that. That's exactly how it sounded.
Exactly, yeah.
But very, very cautious. Not really going for the gas at all.
Okay, so this car's on the truck now. That'll whiz through to the end of the stage. We've got less than a kilometre to go to the end of the stage. Get that there. Not sure. So Sara Fernandez is now in the car driving it or guiding it. She's like kind of right. Okay.
Steering it up onto the truck.
Sara Fernandez, you might think that's a bit strange. She's done some rallies. In Spain, she did the Ford Focus Cup, where you basically built, it was a very, very, very basic rally car.
Right.
You built it yourself. She prepared it herself. She went and did the rallies in Spain in this like Ford Focus. She said it's very basic rallying, but she goes, I drove. She goes, because I think it's important.
Did she make her friend co-drive for her?
No, she didn't.
No driver, no rally driver will ever get in the passenger seat of a rally car.
And the reason for doing it, one, she wanted to do it as from competition-wise, but two, she wanted to learn exactly what the driver's going through. And she goes, I needed to learn that. And then very, very competent driver, two-time European champion, but there was her going, right, how else can I improve my side of it?
Yeah.
And, well, I'll learn what it is, a fraction of what it's like to drive. So, yeah, she's not au fait with the controls of a rally car.
That's all good stuff. I mean, everything helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Everything helps. And again, for drivers, you know...
I wonder if Peter Mackay can stop that truck on the stop line and get a word with a friend.
Well, he probably can. I think we're much more likely to get a word with him in service afterwards. But everybody now being given a countdown. I would think it'll be 5 minutes or so before the stage is ready to go live again.
Now, the thing we've got here going on now, from driver's point of view, is tyre temperatures have dropped. Brake temperatures have dropped.
Yeah.
That is what they're going to have to be so careful with. It's only a 3K stage. That's, to be fair, in Canaries, the tyres will heat up pretty quick. The road is nice and warm. It's very twisty. But you've just not got to panic now, thinking, well, I'm disadvantaged. I'm massively disadvantaged because I've had to cool down. Don't go at that first 3 or 4 or 5 corners like a bull in a china shop, because we'll be collecting you again. We'll be collecting you the 3 minutes they're saying.
There you go.
3 minutes is what they're saying. So, yeah, the flat better be back out again if any of these kind of get a little bit hot-headed and a little bit kind of frustrated.
It'll be a long old afternoon. but you're absolutely right. But they know that only 4 or 5 drivers got through, so everybody from making it backwards, they're in the same boat.
Yes,
they know they're not going to have as competitive a run, so like you say, don't push it. It's not critical. It's not going to be make or break for the rally unless you bin it. Risk versus reward is... the risk here is actually much higher than any potential reward. So now what you want is, come on, baby, thank you.
It's interesting here. Marshall's here absolutely checking that they are strapped in properly and their hands, their head and neck device is connected properly. So
I think that should happen more and more often.
They've arrived here without being checked because they've come off the start of the remote service. Maybe they've had a little quick glance, but we really did see the marshals properly checking
Well, the other thing, everybody's been out of their cars because they've been hanging around for 10 minutes. You don't want to sit strapped in for 10 minutes, so...
You see the smallest of warm-ups there, a little bit of a launch control situation.
And it's, you know, it's not safe to sit there and just try to, you know, spin the wheels to heat them up. Even if you've only got two-wheel drive, it's just not safe. So it's what it is.
And there's another awkwardness about this start line. Look at it, right on a corner. I have to be honest, I don't understand why we don't start basically where the second car is parked, on the side.
To make it more difficult.
Because you're instantly, under hard acceleration, turning the steering wheel.
Clang.
Yeah, drive shafts, transmissions, prop shafts.
Look, if organisers make it easy, then people like me will be doing it. We don't want that.
We're going to have to lift up the tent. I think we'll lift up the tent. Oh, is the cameraman going to go around the other side so we can see the damage? Oh. So it's the other side, so...
Yeah. It's just tug the wheel under the arch, unfortunately.
Yeah. And that truck was not stopping for an interview.
No, he's heading off because the team want the car back as quickly as they can.
Okay, we're back in.
Okay, we get back underway. Qualifying stage for the Rally Islas Canarias. First time out round of the season, at least for European Rally Championship competitors.
Mick lost last year during the European Rally Championship. He was a real star, but we never saw him because he was driving on Hankook tyres, which last year were not registered for the championship. They are this year. He's now even switched to Pirellis, but he was one of the stars last year, kind of like on overall classifications, even though he wasn't registered for any points. Keen to see how he gets on this year. Now he's right in the forefront and the fight of it, with a championship to go for, all the ramifications that go with that pressure.
With so many strong drivers coming out of Eastern Europe and the Baltic states, you know, we've got a round in the Czech Republic, a round in Hungary, and a round in Latvia, which certainly doesn't hurt when they're trying to raise the funds at home to get a European Rally Championship program underway. But it's less Western Europe dominated than ERC has been for decades.
Martin Sesks here, and we saw him like last year. Obviously, he won on the gravel in Liepāja. He was competitive in Faf. A couple of little dramas along the way, but competitive. Martins is learning tarmac. It's still something that he is learning a lot of. And remember last year in Rome, he had a nightmare. So I think what he needs this weekend is a very, very clean rally. It's such quite a committed run, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
From this angle.
And you could see actually the rotation of the car a little bit earlier in a tight left-hander. Still not got a lot of heat in those rear tyres. Fine finish. Whoa. It is tight, isn't it?
It's a
it is
long way
very
as well,
tight.
from the flying finish to the finish.
Yeah.
Well, they enjoyed that, didn't they?
Is that the nervous laughter if we got away with that? And they're second fastest.
We said.
So, you know, the disadvantage is not so great. So clearly everybody's tyres have dropped off in temperature.
Looking at Franceschi here. Second quickest, 0.1 off. Brilliant.
Well, that was either the laugh you get when you finally get off the roller coaster when it all stops.
What a performance.
Yeah, and Peter will have a chat with him. As soon as the doors open, we will join him. Wonder how Peter's Hungarian is this afternoon.
Mixie, how was this stage?
It was first section is very cold, the tires, the Larian crash, we enjoyed it, it's very good. Time is? I don't know. Second the time. No. Thank you.
His co-driver looking at the board and going, yeah, second.
Yeah, Peter's live timing obviously not working there. There's that hairpin that we saw, that the car rotation. I think he was maybe having a little grab on the handbrake, although we didn't hear it. Again, this is right towards the end of the stage.
Yeah, Franceschi had a brilliant season in national rallying last year, and then now stepping up to the European Rally Championship. We've seen his brother in the past in the European Rally Championship, JB Franceschi.
Yep. Everybody in off-road in France has a brother called JB, don't they? I mean, I'm not sure if it's the law or just a habit.
Martins, there's a really short, quick stage here, but how does it feel in that qualifying format there?
Yeah, hi. To be honest, it was quite tricky, especially really sorry for Efren. And yeah, the start line we had to wait, so the tires again are cold. So it's a little bit tricky at the beginning, and yeah, but I'm feeling myself better as well today. So yeah, I've been fighting a little bit illness, but yeah, nothing can stop us here.
Yeah, he said this morning he had a bit of fever, didn't he?
Well, at the start line, Peter got a look at the car. He said basically Efren took the tyre off the rim. So it might not even be that badly damaged.
Oh,
if he's
okay.
just broken the rim and the tyre came off, and that puts him in the bank. Although the car did steer, or didn't steer, just went straight, but that was the outside tyre, so that could make sense as well. So actually, he might have got away with that. Here's Mathieu.
Macho, you had to wait quite a long time on the start line there. How hard is it to concentrate and get yourself ready in that situation?
The most difficult thing is to start with cold tires, so not easy in the first section, and the last section it's so dangerous with some rock. Okay, we are happy to be here, Skota, Canaria, sun, all good.
Yeah, it doesn't get much better than that, but the corner where Lorena was off, like not the one where he clipped the stone, but the actual next one, you actually could see in the next corner, the right-hander, there was a lot of gravel on the way from the cutting.
Yeah.
This is Suarez coming towards us. Always has a brightly coloured card as Suarez. A driver who has so much speed, so much commitment, but it's never quite gelled. He's been in the World Rally Championship in junior categories. It's never quite got to it. Mabellini at the end of the stage, we never even saw him in the stage. They were going through that quick.
Andrea, great to see you back here at Gran Canaria. How are you feeling on tarmac, a surface that you know how to do well on?
Yeah, it's amazing to drive this car on this road, so I'm very lucky for this. So yeah, let's try to enjoy. It will be tough for sure, but yeah, we start with a big smile, so it's always good.
Fourth fastest. No wonder you've got a big smile on your face. What a good performance that is.
Jose Antonio Suarez. There are two Suarez in the field, not related. Jose Antonio here from Asturias in northern Spain. Rally Asturias was has been part of the ERC over the last few years. Miguel Angel Suarez is from La Palma. Here's Javier Pardo.
Javier, great to see you back in the ERC, but in a new car. How is it feeling in this new toy?
Yeah, new car, but same attitude for made a good job and good time, I think. Not the best, of course, but I enjoy. Thank you.
Well, when he came across the line, Pardo was fifth, but he is now down to sixth because Suarez has gone fastest. So we're talking a couple of tenths.
I tell you what, he's having a massive debrief in that run down to the to the stop line, isn't he?
I don't know if he's having a chat with his co-driver or whether he's on the radio to the team, but he is.
I suspect to his co-driver, but yeah.
Debriefing himself, isn't he?
Fastest through.
Two questions.
Jose Antonio, you've been so fast all day today. How pleased are you with your pace so far?
It was good 2 runs on the free practice. Now we are a little bit bad because we were waiting a lot in the start of the stage, so we have to start with cold tires and it's not so good, but I think, ¿cuánto? 0.71. The time is quite good.
And what advantage do you think this new car is? It's a new model from Skoda, very exciting. How does it feel to drive?
The car is much better than the old one. The old one, it was amazing, but this is more amazing Okay, it's many things new in the car. Is the car, the new Michelin tires, and I am quite happy. And let's see.
Yeah, he was fastest through as well in the free practice one. So yeah, carrying on. But we did say about how good he is and the talent that's been there in the past and gone through feeder series of WRC.
Simone Campidelli at the line, and Peter has...
So you've just seen Aras coming through. Yeah. Aras has gone 4th fastest, a 2:07.775.
Ivan, you showed some fantastic pace so far today, but are you ready for the rally?
Sí, bueno, hemos hecho muy buenos entrenos de calificación y ahora hemos estado 15 minutos parados en la salida. No salimos con las ruedas en buena temperatura, pero bueno, es lo que hay.
They said good start on the qualifying stage, but again, he was saying that in the queue, waiting to get in, all the temperature went from the tyres. So, and you could hear Simone Campidelli there. It was less tyre squeal, actually the splitter dragging on the ground. Something was dragging on the ground there. Now, this is a bit we haven't seen before. This is a pretty quick run up into the little village.
Philip Mares. I was going to say, another quick driver. They all seem to be quick drivers, but this is like one step away from World Rally Championship, so you've got to be quick to be here, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Oscar Palomo has gone through in 12th quickest. This is him there.
Oscar, great to have you back in the ERC, but in the big car. How's it feeling?
Yeah, the feeling is very, very good. I'm confident with the car. The focus in this rally is continue to make all kilometers with the car with this new category, and I think that we have good car. We make this rally and happy. Stay in a house and it's all perfect. Thank you.
Nice to be rallying at home always. You just get that. It's become second nature a little bit. It's like when you put a French rally driver, an Italian rally driver on tarmac, or a Spaniard generally, they're kind of, okay, now I know what I'm doing.
Campidelli nearing the end of the stage here. Palomo, obviously our ERC4 champion from last year. So that progressive step that we say, the stepping stone up, good time.
It's all about dangling the carrot, isn't it? And just kind of encouraging drivers and teams to make that step up. Only 4 tenths away. Aras was only 6 tenths away.
4th place seems to be the sweet spot. Everyone seems to drop in.
This is a good start for us, but the rally starts tomorrow.
Diego Rubler through. I'm just going to find his time for you. He has gone 10th quickest.
There is quite a lot of gravel late on in the station, and a stone there that somebody has dislodged just sitting in the road. That's waiting to take a tyre out. It's not a big rock, but you don't have to have the biggest rock. You just need to catch it in the wrong place. There you go.
Simone. No. We're going to talk about the rally, because last year you won a stage, and I'll never forget it. You're going to do it again?
No, definitely no. I don't want to do it like last year. I want to do like 2021. It was a good one for us. Yeah, I don't know. We are so close. Do you know something more than...
I don't have the times.
Come on.
I don't, I promise.
Yeah, okay, we could swap. You can come here and I will tell you the times. But if you are bad, don't open the door, eh?
I'll take it very careful.
Okay.
Peter given a proper telling off there. On board with Oscher's Simon Wagner, Gerald Winter, his co-driver, and again, Simon, one of the most experienced competitors in the field in ERC.
Philip, back here on tarmac, how are you feeling in the car today?
It's much better for us than on gravel, but it's a nice stage to start the rally. It's not too much comparable, especially the second part, to the rest of the event, but it's really nice to drive the car on this type of stages. So I'm looking forward to the weekend.
Good stuff from him, and Simon Wagner just half a second off 5th quickest. They are racked up there at the top, aren't they? There's nearly a dozen drivers covered by a second. It is a short stage. But even so, very easy to be overcautious and give away a little bit too much time.
Simon, great to see you back here in the ERC. How are you feeling in the car today?
It's definitely easier for us on tarmac. I think we have a quite good setup. This run was not clean enough, so I know where to go faster.
And you had some great pace here last year, winning the power stage, things like that. Does that give you a lot of confidence for this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, it's completely new with new Michelin tires, new car, so it will be different, but we will try.
Looks pretty relaxed, doesn't he? Another couple of torrid days of tarmac in front of them all, though. And as you can see from the stage, sort of swinging between some relatively open quick sections and some very tight stuff indeed. At the moment, though, it is Spain's Jose Antonio Suarez, fastest by 2/10 from last year's championship runner-up Johan Bernardo. Miklos Somos, who was the first man into the stage after stoppage, third quickest, a 10th ahead of Simone Campidelli, who's a 10th ahead of Simon Wagner, who's a 10th ahead of Ivan Ares, and Philip Maris coming through just 8/10 back, same as Hayden Paddon. So Hayden, of course, was the first car in. Then there's a little yawning chasm to Andrea Mabellini, so I think we'll see a few other drivers slipping in there. Miguel Angel Suarez, 2.1 back, Javier Pardo, 2.2 back. Well, let's digest that and catch up with Hannah Medi in the service area.
Thank you, Martin, and a warm welcome to the service park here in Las Palmas in Gran Canaria. And don't worry, none of us, Julian, are planning to have a game of football anytime soon, are we?
I wouldn't mind. It looks beautiful. But
beautiful view, yeah.
We are in the car park of the football stadium, which is a big car park, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, it's what a fantastic start to the rally we've had on that qualifying stage. Drama already. Efren Lorena, which was probably one of the favourites to have a good result here this weekend, Julian, and a disastrous start for him.
Yeah, it's not ideal for him at all, you know, him and Sara Fernandez. You just see it here. I don't know what it is, a concrete block, a rock, I'm not sure, but well, the messages we're getting from the end of the stage is it's just took the tyre off the rim. For me, it looks a lot worse than that, because from this point on, we're heading straight to the scene of the accident and with no steering. So let's hope it is just literally a wheel and tyre. But I've got a feeling there might be some tracking and things like that out. But yeah, one of the favourites for the weekend, current champion, on the podium here last year. That's not what he needed.
Yeah, how's that going to affect him mentally going into this evening stage and tomorrow?
Well, he's come here on the back of for his performance, lackluster, you know what I mean, performance in FAF. So he needed a big result, he needed a big thing. So he's got to work a bit harder now.
So fastest on the qualifying stage was Jose Suarez. What a start for him to this rally.
Yeah, it's not unsurprising, to be fair, when we think he's been in European Rally Championship before, very, 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 very high profile in Spanish Championship, but also he's been in Junior WRC and things like that. So he has been around for a long time. He seems to have been around for a long time. He's still relatively young, but he is massively fast. But if there's going to be any bad luck around, normally he picks it up.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? He is that kind of person who seems to attract a bit of bad luck if the weather changes or something like that. But what a performance by him there, and not unexpected. Potentially, I didn't have him first. I had him maybe in the top 5, but yeah, great to see some different people, though. That's
going to give him so much confidence going into this weekend, though,
he doesn't need a lot to give himself confidence. He's pretty confident as it is, but that'll just cement that confidence.
And he was first in as well after Lorena's incident, which gives him second in, but which gives him some, fair play.
Yeah, for me, he's a very, very good, competent driver. Spanish Championship, so he's kind of used to this. It's home, so for me, it's good, and it just mixes it up a little bit.
It does, and then second fastest on that qualifying stage was Johan Bernardo, and maybe not surprised to see him there either, Julian. He came third here last year, but was almost second.
Yeah, that's it. He was second equal, but he dropped to third. But But yeah, Bernardo, another one who his stage end comments are as good as he's driving, you know, so really, really good.
Okay, so the qualifying stage officially has started and nearly finished here in Rally Canarias. And the first official stage begins tonight, and it's live from the basketball stage. Let's remind you of what's ahead this weekend. So as I said, we're live this evening from 9:15, which is local time, of course. And then Friday tomorrow, we have 3 stages ran twice, the action kicking off at 10:15. And then Saturday, 9:45, we will be live in the morning from here in Gran Canaria. And Saturday stages, well, 3 stages run twice again, including a long stage, which is nearly 28 kilometres long, and we'll be finishing off with that power stage on Saturday evening. And if the weather, Julian, as you mentioned in commentary, is turning Saturday afternoon, then it's going to be a very interesting Saturday afternoon.
Yeah, that wasn't what we were thinking. Kind of chatting around, wasn't it? That's what we heard. So, I mean, let's just see. But yeah, I mean, now what they've got to do is they've got road picking now. So when they get back here, later on this evening, they've got to pick where they feel is the best road position. Not sure where that is. I would always kind of go 3rd or 4th. Let someone else find out those FN Lorena little stones, you know? Let someone else find them out.
Well, thanks, Julian, for now. Thank you for watching. We'll be back in a few hours for Stage 1. See you then.